Hello everybody, been a while again. I know not a lot's been going on though, but have just had some new ideas. So like I said, I've had some newer ideas and it involves going from casting things to laser cutting plastic, and it's hard to show you these because I haven't actually made them yet, but I have made some really bad mock-ups on Photoshop, so let's have a look at those. So the first mock-up I did, you would have seen if you follow me on Facebook. It's basically a piece of brass that I half melted, and I like the way it just sort of forms itself. However, if I was going to do this properly, I would probably carve out shapes in wax and then sand cast them in silver, or as much as possible, because I love the texture the sand casting can give. It's a very unique texture, and plus I don't think sand casting is as popular anymore. Everyone just gets it sent out and done very, whereas I like the rougher look, as you can tell from the leather to begin with. I know the picture of my leather isn't too good, but hopefully you get some sort of idea of what the silver and leather could look like. However, I've been thinking, if we go into the next picture, of playing around with acrylic and getting it laser cut. And how did I get around to this? Well, I was applying for jobs. One of my friends got me in contact with a place that does some laser cutting, and then from that I got into looking at Tatty Divine, and then from that I thought, well, why can't I do that? And so I spent the last day or so teaching myself how to use Illustrator, and I've got a file all ready to go. But what's the benefits of doing it in plastic? So the benefits of doing this in plastic, as I'm sure you know, it'd be much cheaper material wise. I can also get a lot more made a lot quicker. It's a lot quicker process because I can put a lot onto one thing and get them all cut out for me there. I don't have to cast one by one like I would in the way I'd want to do it. So that would make it a lot cheaper as well. I was thinking, rather than having it just 2D, so it comes out the laser cutter, I don't do anything more to it, I was thinking of then heating it up and shaping them a bit more so they're not just flat. So that would add a bit more interest to them rather than just, you know, oh, here's a piece of laser cut plastic, have it. I would play with it a bit more, although I think I really need to get some cut and play with them to see how that might turn out. But that's the way I could still, like, I could have, you know, 100 of them cut out, so I have, say, like 50 pairs of earrings, but they would all still be slightly different. And I've worked out at the moment, if I do a small sample, they would cost me about, I think, if I've worked out properly, for the leather, the plastic, the earring parts, get all that sorted, the whole thing for a pair of earrings would cost £15. It might go up a little bit, but I was just throwing that figure out there to see what you guys think. Would that be a figure for a pair of earrings? These earrings would be about 5 or 6 centimeters, so that long, roughly. And again, it really depends. Every piece of leather behind the earrings would be different as well. So, because I cut out a shape from the leather that I think is interesting. I mean, I could just cut out strips, but I like to. Maybe I should try that. I'll try and cut out just rectangular strips of the burnt leather to see how that comes out. But I'd quite like the idea of them all being slightly different. And that brings me on to something else. So one of the suggestions I had from someone I know was, don't put the leather and the plastic together. I could sell the acrylic slightly melted pieces by themselves. I could sell the burnt leather by themselves. And so, is that something you guys would agree with as well? Because then it would increase the range I have. Maybe you guys don't want the leather behind the plastic by itself. Well, I should say acrylic. So, like, I've put them together because I liked the contrast between the colours. That's why I've chosen the orange, because one of the plastics you can get is like a transparent amber, and I thought, oh, that's like a complementary contrasting colour to the blue leather I already have. I like the fact that it's transparent, so you could maybe see the texture of the leather behind it as well. That's why I went with that colour choice. So yeah, do we want them together? Is the contrast good, or would it be best to have them alone by themselves, or should I make some and test them, actually get real pictures and then show you guys? Yeah, so I'm really just after some opinions. Let me know. Another thing is, should I still try and do the silver ones, but the silver cast ones would have to be like super high end, because obviously it takes a lot longer to make each one, and the material's a lot more expensive, and just like, you know, time, materials. But then it would be like cast silver, more precious, you know, with the leather. The silver and blue seems to be really nice to me. It's a nice contrast between the colours, whereas the orange and the blue, obviously it's a different sort of contrast. It's a much brighter sort of contrast. So do I do like a high-end silver type one and more commercial acrylic? I don't know. That's why I'm making this video, really, is to get your opinions on it and see what you guys think. So I'm going to stop it there because there's probably quite a long video at the moment, being about 7 or 8 minutes. So let's end it there. Just let me know what you think, your ideas, or yeah, if you have ideas on what else I could do, that'd be brilliant. Your ideas on the pieces being together, the idea of the silver and leather or the plastic and leather, what you prefer, or if you like the idea of having a high-end and a more commercial brand set. If you think the leather and plastic should be sold separately, or the leather and the silver, rather than having them together. If you think there's just too much going on, just let me know. Leave your comments in the description. I'll put another link to my Facebook page, because I do put up some bits there before I actually make a video, so you can always get in on the action a bit earlier. Comments below, links below for anything I think is important. Just let me know, that would be brilliant. And so I will catch you next time. Spax out.